Power to establish banks lies with the states only. This bank lies on our borders, therefore we have the right to tax it. So hand over the money.
Well, I object. I will not. I repeat, I will not pay this tax. It is unconstitutional. We are the federal bank, the national bank at that, so we shouldn't have to pay this tax. The little state of Maryland does not have the right to tax this bank, and that is fine, my good sir.
Oh really? This national bank is competing against our state banks. It's not fair for them to lay a more heavy tax on it. Is it taking away the business of our banks? However, if you do firmly hold your position, then I guess I will see you in court.
Order in court. This is the case of McCulloch versus Maryland. Prosecution may arise.
Your Honor, I am here to present to you today why Maryland has the right to tax the federal bank. First of all, I want to point out that this bank, this so-called national bank, may not even be constitutional. Nowhere in the Constitution does it state that the national government has the power to establish a bank. This power is not an implied power. Thus, the national government has no right to establish this bank in any states. Also, the 10th Amendment states that the power is not to be delegated to the U.S. by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states, respectively, or to the people.
Defendant arise.
You make an interesting point there. However, although the power to charter a national bank is not specified in the Constitution, it is an implied power that the elastic clause grants to Congress. Congress has the right to make all laws that are necessary and proper. Here, the bank is considered a necessary measure to conduct the country's financial affairs. Furthermore, the supremacy clause of the Constitution states that federal law is above state law. Thus, this tax is defective. State law does not exceed federal law, and if Maryland was able to tax this bank, the state would destroy it and bring it out of business with its taxes.
I hereby declare that the national government has the right to establish the bank, and the states do not have the power to tax the institution. The establishment of the bank is an implied power, and though it is not listed in the Constitution, it is necessary and proper. Maryland has no right to tax this bank because it is a federal establishment. The Constitution and federal laws are supreme and cannot be controlled by the states. Court adjourned. Okay, so here we are in front of the Supreme Court, and this is Mr. McCulloch. So, sir, how did you think about the court's decision?
I think the court's decision was very wise, I mean, it only makes sense that the federal government has more power than the states. I mean, yes, I see where the opposition is coming from, but, I mean, the government needs power in order to govern, the states and the people properly. So, I mean, it only makes sense that the ruling goes towards in our favor. I mean, yeah.
So this is the representative of Maryland. So how did you think about the court decision?
I believe that John Marshall made a mistake today on his decision. I believe that the power to tax should belong to the states and not the federal government. According to the 10th Amendment, the power not given to the federal government should belong to us. But today, that's not what the decision reflects.
And that concludes our interview session. Back to you, John.